Hello YouTubers, my name is X Factor and Titanfall is right around the corner, coming out March 11th on Xbox One and PC with a slight delay on the Xbox 360. This is some solo beta gameplay. I'm going to be showcasing two different burn cards, one of which I like a lot but takes a little bit to get used to, and that's this guy right here I'm about to pop, the Aural Implant. You hit Q or whatever you have your ability bound to, and this is what you see. Literally, on your HUD, on your screen, you see friendlies and you see enemies, and you see their skeletons lighting up for a split second. This can be extremely helpful, no matter what the game mode, whether it's capture the flag, hardpoint, or attrition, or any of the other game modes that are going to be available for Titanfall when it releases. But think about it this way. You're about to push an area, but you don't exactly know what's going on, or you're about to take a corner and there might be somebody wall hanging with a smart pistol or just corner camping. You can literally pop this thing and you're good to go. And there's a limited range. As you see, that pilot didn't show up because he's just outside of the range, which helps to balance this. And there can be a lot of clutter on your screen when you do pop this. And again, it does take a little bit to get used to this. And as you can see, it refreshes extremely quickly. So I find comfort in popping this before I start to move up. And this is simple attrition mode. This is even more important on something like hardpoint. Let's say you're going to cap a flag or go defend a flag because it's burning. You can know exactly where they're at before you jump into a window, turn a corner, or go up a set of stairs. Not to mention the communication aspect of this. There are several burn cards that are similar in that they give you a ton of information on your HUD or your mini-map of enemy movements and locations. Many times I play with Jack Frags and Two Angry Gamers, whether it was a YouTube video or a live stream event, you guys have heard some pretty good call-outs. That's not because they physically see the person point blank, it's because they're using a specific burn card that's giving them information. At this point, I'm simply trying to survive as I get into deep pilots, specters, and grunts everywhere, and this can kind of be information overload when this card is on. I already know there's a ton of enemies. I'm in the open as I try to kill another pilot using the smart pistol and simply survive, getting as many attrition points as possible because I know I'm definitely going to go down with the ship as I kick one grunt and this pilot misses his swift kick, which has a pretty ridiculous range on it really, as I taste the cold buckshot to my back, which is incoming right now. Next burn card up is the Amped Archer, available for Titans as an upgrade to the secondary. This is a locking weapon, and that's important. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But first, let's talk about the chain gun. I don't usually use this because usually I play group play, and I use the 40mm because it does a ton of damage to Titans. It does one-hit kill players, specters, and grunts, but there is a lob to it. There is a delay, so you got to be careful with it. But that's a rock'em sock'em build. This is not. This chain gun allows you just to shred infantry, pilots, grunts, specters, no matter if they're wall hanging, wall running, double jumping. It just wrecks people, but it's not good for situations like this. So let's talk about whenever you lock onto somebody and you're about to spam your lock-on, whether it's the Amped Archer or any of the other lock-ons in the game. Whenever your team has a lot of Titans out, you got to be careful. This shot is free and clear. He didn't strafe me. He wasn't really looking at me. I didn't have a lot to worry about. But if you're getting into battle and there's a couple Titans, like there is now, I'm in trouble. So I'm simply going to focus on one. But if I had a friendly Titan, I had to be careful of his positioning, which way he potentially could strafe, because it could eat a ton of my DPS. And that's what it's about, maintaining that DPS. Just because you shoot it doesn't mean it's going to land. And I'm trying to disable one before I go under, and I got kind of lucky there because I got the assist a couple seconds later. So the Amped Archer I've used a couple times, just absolutely shreds, especially with the combinations such as the rockets or the 40mm. And again, it's your preference what you like, or if you're running a group, what the composition is looking for. The chain gun is amazing at shooting through gaps and tight spaces, allowing you to keep your DPS on the enemy Titan, pilot, or bot, even at longer distances. But again, it really gives something up in those close range fights, as you saw there. And let me assure you, being able to use the Amped Archer several times in group play, the thing hits like a truck, and obviously you're rewarded if there's fair odds of Titans, and you can keep your Titan up for long periods of time without putting that amped archer in the back of friendly Titans who might be strafing to get out of dodge or strafing to get into better position. That's always something you have to keep in mind when using the lock-on mechanic. Make sure that player isn't near a corner that he can bait you into shooting. He strafes into cover or uses his defensive shield. That's a ton of DPS that you potentially wasted. And that's another tip I have for you. The rodeo happens all the time, so if you see it happen to a friendly Titan, you don't have to be concerned about your position if you're close. Just punch the friendly Titan. Even though he's on the top of his back, you can punch the face or the side, his back, it doesn't matter. The pilot will be killed instantly. It's a lot more effective than shooting if you're close. And he's using his defensive shield. I'm going to catch what he sent back to me. That's a whole nother game that you can play. Baiting people into using their shield and just throwing it straight back to them once they release as I rip out that pilot. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this Titanfall Beta gameplay with the Amped Archer and the Aural Implant. If you guys have any questions or comments, don't forget to leave those down below. As always, YouTubers, thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you soon.